girl was walking home from school. She had no idea that a small delivery truck had been following her the whole time. A few seconds later, the truck pulled up right next to her. The door slid shut with a loud noise, and the vehicle sped off. From that day on, the girl was never seen again. But then, 11 years later, a pale-faced girl suddenly collapsed on a small-town street. Some kind-hearted neighbors quickly called an ambulance. By then, she was barely holding on. When a nurse kept asking for her name, she managed to say one word: Sophie. Jima was in class when she got the news her daughter, missing for 11 years, had been found. Tears in her eyes, she told her husband Sam. The whole family rushed to the hospital. The girl in the bed looked ghostly pale, her eyelids fluttering slightly. Sam noticed the mark on her arm, knew right away this was his daughter. Then, with visible effort, the girl opened her eyes and said, "Dad." Seeing her daughter like this broke Jima's heart. She stepped forward to hold Alice's hand, but Alice suddenly pulled away. Before the family could even have a proper reunion, Alice passed out from exhaustion. In the middle of the night, she woke up and saw her family still by her side. She felt something she couldn't quite put into words. The next day, the girl told the police everything about how she had been kidnapped. Her younger brother Matthew listened, deep frown, unwilling to believe what his sister had been through. Their father couldn't take it anymore and left the room, trying hard to keep it together. Detective E, who was in charge of the case, kept pressing Alice for more details. She explained that when Alice was being lifted into the ambulance, she kept repeating the name Sophie. Years ago, Sophie had been taken in a similar yellow box truck. At that, Alice's expression turned pain. She admitted she knew Sophie, but said Sophie had been too weak to escape, and for now, she couldn't give them much more than that. The very next day after coming back, Alice asked to leave the hospital. Jima thought she should stay a few more days for observation, but Sam agreed to let her go. He didn't want Alice stuck in a cold hospital any longer. Based on Alice's description of her escape route, the police launched a massive search in the woods, but they found nothing useful. Alice came home. Looking at an old picture of herself and her brother as kids, everything felt so familiar. This was the home she had been longing for over 10 years. Her parents showed her to her bedroom. Sam carefully asked if he could give her a hug, but when he touched her stiff body, his heart ached all over again. Jima told her to get some rest. As the couple looked at their silent daughter, they turned and walked out. Just then, Alice softly said, "Good night." After they left, Alice moved her fingers slightly and carefully studied the room. Finally, a small smile appeared on her face. But even though the bed was warm and soft, she tossed and turned, couldn't fall asleep. Late that night, Jima went to check on her daughter. What she saw broke her heart. Feeling a swirl of emotions, Jima went back to her own and flipped through old photos of the kids. A strange feeling crept over her. Somehow, this daughter of hers felt like a stranger. From then on, Jima started watching every little thing Alice did. She told her husband what she'd noticed, but Sam didn't think much of it. Then the doorbell rang. A man named Julian said he was looking into the case after learning that Alice and Sophie had been held together. Sam didn't want Alice to relive those painful memories, but